This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we preview the Dakar Rally-inspired Toyota Hilux GR Sport 3 and take a look where this beefy Hilux can hold its forte against the rivals like the Ford Ranger Wildtrak and the Nissan Navara Pro 4X. Ever wondered how ABS works? We demystify how this crucial system works and how it is important in your well-being while on the road. And finally, we check out BMW's most important SUV, the BMW X3. We check out its design, technology, feature performance. It allows you to explore the full potential of this particular engine, safety and practicality. Catch this and much more on the Cars with Big Boy Trev this Sunday at 5 p.m. only on NTV. Welcome to Cars with Big Boy Trev Extra. My name is Big Boy Trev. It's all about the news and reviews from across the world. Our first news item comes from Toyota, as they've just unveiled the Hilux GR Sport 3, which boasts an imposing presence with its beefy exterior update that demands attention. This latest iteration features a bold design element and robust stance, drawing direct inspiration from its rally heritage. The aggressive styling not only enhances its visual appeal, but also underscores its performance capabilities. You step inside, the GR Sport 3 receives a unique treatment with suede and leather accented sport seats featuring GR logos, a leather accented steering wheel with GR logo, and of course paddle shifters, aluminum sport pedals, and contrasting red seat belts on all seats. The cabin is further distinguished by a gloss carbon fiber trim on the dash and door linings, a JBL sound system, an instrument panel with GR logo startup, and of course all-weather floor mats with GR logos for the driver and front passenger. Under the bonnet, it boasts a 2.8-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine coupled with a 6-speed automatic transmission, delivering a robust 165 kilowatts and 550 Nm of torque. With power distributed to all four wheels, this Hilux variant ensures a dynamic and responsive drive across several driving surfaces. Additionally, the GR Sport is equipped with unique 46mm Kayaba monotube shock absorbers, ensuring superior handling and stability on rough terrain. Now, we expect this particular vehicle to have on the showroom of the local Toyota dealer by Q2 2024, but the biggest question still remains, will it be able to fight it out with the likes of the Ford Ranger Wildtrak and the Nissan Navara Pro 4X? We're going to find out later on Cars with Big Boy Trev. Welcome to Cars with Big Boy Trev's social media feedback segment. We give the opportunity to speak of what you've seen on the show and how we can improve CBBT. We jump straight to our Facebook page, and the first person is Helicopter Gits, and he says, Duster is a really nice entry SUV car. Very practical. Great show, Cars with Big Boy Trev. Asante sana, Eric. We appreciate all the effort and, of course, you just taking your time to watch the show. Make sure you catch it on our YouTube channel as well. We go to the second person called Legendary Rich, and he says, amazing Duster is well equipped and the dashboard is very incredible with new technology. I can attest to that the Duster has new technology. It's come a long way, and of course, this particular vehicle is enticing to many. And the last person is Sean Trevor, and he says, Renault Duster is a very good car. I couldn't agree. I mean, the Duster is actually good value for money. So in case you missed the review, please go to our YouTube channel. And of course, if you have any questions, comments or queries, don't hesitate to write to us as seen on the social media handles below. We get back with the feedback next week. It's time for us to sample the BMW X3. Stay tuned. Now this is the latest generation of the BMW, and its price is starting from 126,000 euros. Do you reckon it is your next premium SUV? We take a look by taking a look at the design of this particular vehicle, and the first thing you notice on the front profile is this massive kidney grille that is a tradition of BMW. And I can tell you, the way they've been designed to allow more air to come in. This is a turbocharged engine, so the intercoolers are placed right here to ensure that all air gets in and the engine actually has cold air for maximum performance at any given time. And in fact, some of these BMWs actually have variable vane technology, so the vanes close and open up depending on efficiency needs and performance needs. Now, of course, you can see the quadratic lights that have the traditional angel eyes that are standard in this particular BMW X3. And my oh my, that is the signature of a BMW. No angel eyes, that's not a BMW. So on the lower lip, you do find this contrasting lip. It shows that this car can do a bit of off-roading. You do have standard fog lights that are LEDs, and of course you do have adaptive LEDs on the front lamps to give a proper illumination as you traverse. If you're going to Nyeri at night, the visibility on that road, you're going to see it quite well in the BMW X3. I love the fact that the bold design, you can see the butchness, the curvature on the bumper gives this car some butch look. And of course, the windscreen is rigged to give you maximum aero efficiency and aids in fuel consumption. Let's move to the side profile and see the design of this BMW X3. So we move to the side profile. We start with the front fender, and as you can see, the design corresponds to the bumper, and of course you have a flowing design. So the wheel arch has a plastic cladding underneath, and that translates to some off-roading capabilities. That wheel arch also extends all the way to the lower door sill to the back side again, showing that BMW thought about making this car sort of soft roader for everyday use. Now let's talk about the tires. These particular rims are 19-inch BMW wheels, and of course they are dressed in 245 by 50 by 19 Pirelli P0 tires, and these are fantastic tires for maximum performance on tarmac. I love the fact that they've thought about putting the best tires in the business in this BMW X3. And of course, as we move to the passenger side, we do have this design. So BMWs are known to be subtle. So what they've done basically is to add some chrome extract around the window sill to give this car some thank you very much. Of course, you can see the wing mirrors have side repeater lamps and have a 360-degree camera that is right here. So you have a camera that shows this particular area, and there are 4 of them to give you a full view of the vehicle. The rear third as well, there's that design that is now sort of merging that whole bold design, and you have this hip line that runs across from the rear tail end to the front, showing this car was well designed to meet the visual appeal of the discerning SUV customer. Now, moving over to the back, reveals the design amalgamation of this BMW design. So you can see the bold lines from the top, the surrounding area to the back, all merged to form this tail boot. I love the fact that it's got a infused diffuser right here with a third stop brake light to ensure that anybody who's following you can see you quite clearly when you brake. And of course, the letters BMW emblazoned on this panel. We do have LED tail lamps as well with a very interesting signature. The words X3 noting the model, and of course on the right hand side you do have the X-Drive badge with the 30i indicating the performance of this particular vehicle. The bumper as well color coded with that contrasting silver exit that we've seen on the door sill and at the front, and of course the 2 exhausts, denoting that this performance is of German quality. But it's time for us to jump in and feel the quality of this particular BMW X3. Let's go. So you've seen from the walk around the design perspective of the BMW X3, stylish, German, and of course has plenty of class. The question is, does that design language outside translate to the cabin? You take a look at this particular vehicle, you're taking a look at the dashboard now. The first thing you notice is the way the dashboard has been positioned. It's called the quad cab design. So basically the dashboard is placed further away to create an illusion of space. And as you can see clearly, I'm 6'1", there's plenty of space between me and the steering wheel and even the passengers. So plenty of space for the forward passengers. German quality, build quality, soft touch material. But the highlight of this particular dashboard is this massive 12.1-inch color display that houses quite a number of things. Number 1, climate control. This one, despite the fact that the climate control is actually below the vents, you can actually also control it within the screen. Not only that, you are able to access BMW iDrive. This is the 7th generation. The iDrive has been in existence since the launch of the BMW in 2002. It was supposed to be futuristic, allowing you to toggle through the different menus using this rotary key that is here. So basically, you do have the navigation and the iDrive. You do have media as well. So on the media side, you can actually connect quite a number of things. So radio is your thing. You can listen in and tune in to 96.3 Nation FM. If it is Bluetooth, you can connect to your phone and of course stream music courtesy of the Bluetooth connectivity system. You have also screen mirroring, which basically mirrors your phone into this particular system. And of course, not forgetting Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard in this particular BMW X3, making sure that this particular system is actually an extension of your phone, thereby you're able to interact, make calls, answer emails, and of course also check different things via this particular system without taking your hands off the steering wheel, which is very important for safety purposes. So the sound system, it's a Harman Kardon, but it's got something called gesture control. What do you mean by that? I can control the volume without touching anything on this particular vehicle. So all I have to do is to swivel my hand on the screen. So look at that. And back. Basically, you're able to use gesture control to literally control volume and other features like skipping the video or music using your hands as a gesture, which is very innovative courtesy of BMW. It's funky, and I can tell you it's really top of the range. From checking the oil levels, from checking the service history, controlling music, every single thing is right here. Now right below it, you do have vents at a trapezoidal as well. You can see some piano black finish and some accents here, and of course right below it is the audio system and the dual zone climate control. Basically, the passenger and the driver can have different settings, and also the rear people have their own AC system to ensure that wherever you are in the country, everybody feels very, very comfortable in the BMW X3. Practicality is the name of the game. So when you toggle here, you have space for your cell phone, a USB port type A, you have two cup holders, you do have a cigarette lighter switch, and of course wireless charging also comes as standard. Obviously, as you go further back, you do have the iDrive system, which is on the left hand side of the gearbox console, basically allowing you to control everything that's here. So from media, menu, maps, navigation, and other things, you're able to control it with this dial and buttons. On the right hand side is a Steptronic 8-speed automatic by ZF, one of the best in the business. Allows you to explore the full potential of that engine. It also allows you to have a manual override mode. Basically, you're able to toggle through and go automatic, and if you put on sport mode, it hangs on to the gears, giving you much more power delivery and of course much traction as you so require. Again, you do have park brake, and also you do have hill descent control and auto hold, which is very important during traffic. Now let's speak about the cubby hole that's here. You're able to hide your valuables from prying eyes who might want to look into it. Of course, BMW have equipped this particular vehicle with privacy glass, so not anybody can peep and see what's in the vehicle. Now we move to the instrument binder, because this is where the magic happened. So also here we have a 12-inch color display, digital high resolution. Basically, on the left hand side you have the speedometer, the right hand side tachometer, and then also you do have your temperature and fuel gauges on the left and right hand side respectively. And in the middle you do have also a display, a secondary display that gives you all the vital information that you require to see whether the BMW X3 is performing effectively, from the doors being open, from the music that you're listening to, and also they've included heads-up display as standard, so that you don't need to dip and look into the screen. You're able to see it being reflected on this windscreen. So they've thought about every single thing in this BMW X3. The 3-spoke design, you'll also find it in the M division vehicle. So your X40M or X40i, X3M, this design is fantastic. You have satellite buttons on the left hand side, cruise control and adaptive cruise control settings. On the right hand side, everything to do with the multimedia information system, so you can pick and hang up calls, change music, toggle through the different menus quite easily without any stress. So they've thought about every single thing about this particular vehicle. Now I'm 6'1". The seats are sculpted well into my position. They are 8-way adjustable seats with memory, so that if you have quite a number of people who can set and be in the vehicle, so maybe your wife and yourself, you're able to adjust your seat accordingly and save the preset, so that when she comes back and presses number 2, then it will adjust to her seat. Even the mirror will adjust, and the side mirrors as well. So practicality is the name of the game. They've thought about every single thing. I love the fact that this ivory color is fantastic. I remember my mentor Michael Moore used to have his BMW E39, and I can tell you that this cream ivory seat is fantastic, but need to take care of them. So they're well sculpted for long distances, and they hug you so that you feel the sportiness of the BMW. But the biggest question still remains, how good is the rear seating capacity? Let's move to the back and have a look at the seating capacity of this BMW X3. So moving over to the back, this is how the space looks like in the BMW X3. This seat has been set in my position 6'1", and I can tell you, leg and headroom is fantastic, despite it having a full moonroof. And I can tell you, they've thought about every single thing to make sure this space looks as spacious, as premium as possible. How have they done that? They've packaged the rear seat in such a way that there is good leg and headroom. And as you can see here, even the transmission tunnel, there's a hump, but you can actually sit 3 people quite comfortably in this particular BMW. But if you're only sitting 2 for maximum comfort, then you just have to toggle down this armrest. And of course, when you press here, it reveals 2 cup holders for your drinks, and of course, the headrest to allow you to enjoy the beautiful country of Kenya. When you open the sunroof, the sun. And of course, there are 3-point safety belts for all the passengers, so that in case all hell breaks loose, then you can rely on the multiple airbags that run across this particular part, the curtain airbag, to ensure that your head and thorax are not injured in a rollover. Not only that, you have ISOFIX anchors for your child seat. This is the best place to place your child in the BMW X3. Now, in terms of practicality, like we mentioned, we do have cup holders. There are 2 over here, 2 on the door, your vents here, and then you have airline style pockets to put your iPad or whatever it is. You have also a coat hook, a standard on these grab handles, and of course, a reading light to ensure that anybody who's in the BMW X3 can enjoy it day or night. Now, step first to move to the luggage area and see how much capacity this BMW X3 can carry. Now let's move over to the back. Of course, you press this soft touch to reveal a power tailgate, to reveal, ta-da, close to 596 liters of space with the seat up. That is equivalent of 6 suitcases of average size. And of course, as you can see, we have our gear here. It fits perfectly well. You do have a tonneau cover, which basically allows you to hide all your valuables so that no prying eyes can decide to see what's in the luggage area. And of course, apart from that, you do have tie-down hooks to secure your luggage. Of course, underneath here, I love the fact that they've put a full-size spare wheel so that you're able to traverse the beautiful country of Kenya. Now we have a scuff plate to prevent scratching of the boot lip, which allows for easy entry and exit of cargo within this particular BMW X3. But if you require more space, you can actually put the seats down to reveal 1,600 liters of boot space. That is equivalent to about 15 to 16 average size luggage. And of course, you're able to carry a lot in the BMW X3 because practicality is the name of the game. Now, it's time for us to hit the roads and feel the power of this BMW X3 30i. 252 horsepower, 350 Newton meters of torque, power sent to the 4 wheels courtesy of an 8-speed ZF automatic, 0 to 100 in 6.4 seconds. So much more. Join me as we take the car on the road and feel the power of this BMW X3. Let's go. So guys, we are in the BMW X3. It's a rainy day, and of course just gives us the perfect opportunity to sample the X-Drive, the performance of this particular vehicle. So let's talk about this particular vehicle. This is a BMW X3, and of course it has that inherent BMW DNA. What do I mean? You do have 50-50 weight distribution between the front axle and the rear axle. Number 2, you have a twin power turbo engine that's right in front. And number 3, you do have a dynamic chassis that allows you to corner like a madman on sharp crests and curves. I'm not advocating for that, but on a handling point of view, BMWs are renowned for handling. So let's start by taking a look at the performance of this particular vehicle with the engine. So up front, because this is a BMW X1 30i. So 30i corresponds to the old nomenclature. You'd assume it's a 3-liter, but it's not. It's a 2-liter twin power turbo that produces 252 horsepower or 185 kilowatts and 350 newton meters of torque, which when you decide to floor it, it accelerates from 0 to 100 in 6.4 seconds before reaching a top speed of 240 kilometers an hour. And you can feel the power and the traction. It's struggling because of the wet weather, but the X-Drive compensates for that. And then you do have the dynamic driving modes. You do have sport, you do have eco, and then you do have the comfort, which is for everyday driving. So based on your preference, you can actually feel the power of this BMW X1. Now, we've talked about the engine. Of course, all that power is sent to the 4 wheels courtesy of an 8-speed ZF gearbox. Now, this ZF gearbox is the best in the business. What do I mean by that? In terms of power delivery, it puts the power down without any significant losses. Number 2, it allows you to explore the full potential of this particular engine and returns a fuel economy figure, a claimed one, of 6.6 liters per 100 kilometers to about 7 depending on your driving skills. So it's very efficient. X-Drive comes as standard in this particular vehicle. It's BMW's proprietary all-wheel drive system that shifts power from either front to the back axles or left and right of the vehicle so that you have maximum traction at any given time. It also uses torque vectoring by braking, so basically you're able to torque vector and steer the vehicle using the different braking technologies that are available in this particular BMW X3. Now let's talk about the suspension. Based on the 3 Series chassis, remember BMW actually has a modular chassis for all their brands. So from the BMW X1 to X7, the chassis is similar in terms of characteristics and the build quality. So it gives you that ample ability to feel the power. Never disappoints, and the chassis is balanced. So obviously up front you do have McPherson struts with long stroke suspension to ensure that the vehicle is kept at the maximum ride height at any given time, with adaptive shock absorbers both front and rear to keep the car planted when you put it on sport or dynamic mode. And then of course at the rear you do have a multi-link setup with the Z axle so that when you put your foot down, the system automatically feels like you're accelerating, pushes the power back close to 80% to the rear wheels, 20% to the front to have maximum grip at any given time. That's the beauty of this BMW. It feels refined, it feels comfortable, and of course, when you put your hammer down, like now, on a curve, you have cornering braking control, ensure that the wheels are actually cornering perfectly and feels very peppy. That is the power of a BMW. That's why I love a BMW. Now, in terms of safety, this particular vehicle has a mixture of active and passive safety features to ensure that in case of an emergency, the chances of you surviving in an accident are extremely high. So what am I talking about? From an active point of view, you do have, number 1, the umbrella, ESP, or dynamic stability control in the BMW speak. So this system controls traction control, ABS, electronic brake force distribution, corner braking control, which is a thing in the 90s, and of course gives you the ability to prevent an accident from happening. But of course you have other new age design systems, for example cross traffic alert. If there's something crossing, it slows down, emergency autonomous braking, blind spot assist. You've got tons of all these technologies in that dynamic stability control program. But in case all hell breaks loose, then you can rely on a 5-star rated passenger cell with of course 8 airbags are standard in this BMW X3. You have crumple zones that dissipate impact energy away from the cabin to ensure that you and your family remain safe. Plus you have safety belts all around, and not only that, curtain airbags to prevent head and thorax injuries. So the plethora of safety systems is just very amazing to ensure that you have maximum driving pleasure. Oh my God. It's time for us to jump and see what this vehicle can do on a modern surface, feel the X-Drive, and of course, give you value for money. Now that has been the review of the BMW X3. Stylish, capable, practical. But the biggest question still remains, is this your next premium off-roader? Let's take a look at something called value for money. We start with the pricing. Now this particular vehicle is sold and serviced by Inchcape Motors Kenya Limited, and of course the price starts from Euro 126,000. It comes with a 5-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. Plus you can rely on the extensive network to maintain this BMW in tip-top shape across the country. If you're in Mombasa, they have something there. Nakuru, Kisumu, they have dealers to ensure that your BMW remains in tip-top condition. But we know that this particular vehicle exists in a space where there's so much competition. Who are the key rivals? Number 1, Mercedes-Benz GLC. Number 2, Audi Q5. And of course, you do have other players in the segment, but they're not as premium as this. So do you reckon that this particular vehicle has all it takes to beat the rivals? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media handles below. We'll get back to you with the feedback next week. Well, signing out, this is Big Boy Trev on behalf of Magic Pill and the team. Drive safe and be safe.
get high. You can run, but you can't